All right, welcome to Shout from the Heart. Gotta address this because last week I was caught off guard by this. If you're gonna ask that question, I'm not gonna give you my personal information on social media or on this podcast. You want to talk to me like that? The question was, am I dating anybody? So I specifically said I was chilling, meaning I could talk to anybody and stuff, but I personally don't want to give out my information like that. Personally, that's dangerous, but I will talk to that particular individual off to the side. My mom will figure that out. Comment, do your thing, and we'll figure out something privately. Not going to give out my information on that. Now that that's out the way, welcome to Shout from the Heart. I am your host, Isaiah Pfeiffer, and this is my mom behind both cameras, TikTok and on YouTube. And I just wanted to open up the podcast by talking about Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, and what happened in the Bronx Wednesday night. Had a 5-0 lead, and then the defense just started crumbling and falling apart, allowed the Dodgers to come back and tie the game. Then 6-5 for us, and then the defense just continued to play sloppy. Our pitcher was already at 100 pitches. He was tired. Don't know why we didn't take him off the mound when we needed to, but hey, the Dodgers are the World Series champions. They got their 8th title, and little brother, as I like to call the Dodgers, little brother just got one more added on. I've been there 27 times, so I'm not worried about that. You've only been there 8, so catch up. That's all I got to say about that. Wake Forest, we won. Nail biter at first. Stanford, LeBron James and Bronny, they shared the court in Cleveland. Although they lost their last 2 games, they're still 3-2, so they're still got a good enough record, which is better than I expected from the start of the season. I thought some of these teams we were just going to lose to right off the bat, but we're actually doing better than what we expect to be doing by our standards and by the fans' standards. And also, a clean game. 3 or 2, Mama. 3 straight or 2 straight games. I think it's 3 straight. 3 straight games that Jalen Hurts has played a clean game. I'm going to say that. 3 straight games. And, the Kelly Green is back on Sunday. We'll get to the previews of the NFL here in a minute, but I just wanted to get all the minor stuff out of the way. And yes, Duke played SMU in football, but SMU beat them. Yay. Sorry for giving the Duke fans false hope. I'm sorry. But basketball season starts on Monday. Yes. I think Duke had already played their first game. What was the score to y'all game, Mama? I don't remember the score. And she don't remember either. But I would assume that y'all won that game because y'all just played, what was it, Monday, this past Monday? Yeah, so we started early. We started late, rather. And we actually ranked, from what I hear. We actually are in the top 25 somewhere, nestled in. And we're also in the hunt if the playoffs started today for March Madness and everything. They have us on the bubble. They have Wake Forest on the bubble. But we did lose a lot of transfers and everything. So we'll get to that another day, another time, as the season continues to move progressively forward. We're going to talk about WWE stuff. God, it feels like every other month I'm talking about WWE stuff, but that's the way the dice rolls when you got Triple H running the company and not Vince McMahon running the company, where you have pay-per-views every month. But, that's how the dice roll. Got the two champions from each conference, each gender rather, male and female, battling it out for the Crown Jewel Women's Championship and the Crown Jewel Men's Championship. You have Cody Rhodes and Gunther on one side. Then you have Liv Morgan and Nia Jax on the other. Those should be fantastic matches. You have Seth Rollins versus Bronson Reed, one-on-one. Seth Rollins, I'm praying that you're healthy enough to take this on, especially you, Randy Orton. You done got Kevin Owens back on the map, back in your radar. So I hope that you know what you're doing when you're facing Kevin Owens. I hope you don't get yourself hurt. We got a triple threat match for the United States title. LA Knight, Andrade, and Carmelo Hayes. I was about to say Cameron, but it's Carmelo Hayes. Then Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair will defend their women's tag team titles in a fatal 4-way match with Damage Control and Chelsea Green and Piper Niven and Metaforce, whatever. I don't get that tag team name at all. These tag teams are just, I don't know. And then we got the original Bloodline versus the new Bloodline. Wow. We're going to have ourselves a ball here. We're going to have ourselves fun at 1 o'clock tomorrow, Saturday, 1 o'clock. Now, in their time, 1 o'clock would probably be like 7 to them. And the SmackDown that you're about to see tonight on USA, that's already happened. Really, it's probably the middle of the night somewhere, about to turn Saturday for them. But it's the middle of the night for them, and it's just morning for us. So, just so you know the difference here. And we're going to get right into it here. Mom, what was the score from last night's upset? Because it was an upset last night.
It was 13-21.
And the upset I'm referring to is the Thursday night football game on Halloween with the Texans and the Jets. I wanted the Texans to win. I wanted the Texans to win so bad.
Me too.
I couldn't physically just not picture that. I couldn't picture them not winning that game.
Somebody said that just didn't go well for CJ, and it did not. CJ didn't. He struggled.
Yeah, well, the Jets are not winning that division still, though. But so, I could care less.
What do you think about CJ's performance? Is he missing Diggs?
And you know what? That's probably part of the reason. But CJ didn't have Diggs last year.
Right.
What was the excuse?
Yeah, he did great last year without Diggs. I don't know what it was last night. I don't know.
Yeah.
He was off.
You can't blame everything on just one player or a coach or anything. You can't just blame it all. It's a team sport, team effort. Blame has to go all the way
He
around.
just struggled. Some people do. You don't have a perfect day every day.
Have an off day.
And I think his was off.
Let's get to the games, though. Sunday afternoon. I have 2 games on 2 different channels. Starting at 1 o'clock, I get to watch the Falcons and the Cowboys. Them boys. Oh, them boys. And I want them Falcons to win.
Someone said, "Hey, Isaiah.
How's it going?" I want the Falcons to win it. We're Falcons fans at 1 o'clock. But at 4:05,
Yeah.
we back in Philadelphia, in the Kelly Green and everything. We back there. So just so you know, it'll be like a long little short flight. We gotta go to Atlanta. Phew, then back to Philadelphia. But the Broncos and the Ravens, hey, the Browns upset the Ravens, so could lightning strike twice? Lightning could strike twice, maybe. I'm still pulling for the Ravens, though. Still pulling for the Ravens, but anything can happen. Now, Dolphins, I know you got Tua back, but this is a division game. Y'all haven't beaten the Bills yet, and you're not gonna do it right now because everybody's not healthy. Something's not right in the water in Miami. Something's just not right. Get them Dolphins out that water, okay? Something's just not right in that water. Saints, Panthers, you're done. You're done. We thought that the change at quarterback was going to be something, and then
he got hurt. He had a bad accident.
And then, okay, just Saints.
Someone said the Finns are due for a win. They are, but I don't know. Something's going wrong.
Josh Allen. Not against Josh Allen. And you're playing in Buffalo. You don't play good in cold weather teams. You don't play good.
It's already cold up there.
Exactly. You're going to New York. You saw what happened in the playoffs last year when you faced Patrick Mahomes, that hard ball, that hard ground and everything. Yeah, you due for a win. I agree. But not in New York. That's where I was born. Up there near Syracuse, Canada, Philadelphia, all that places. I know.
It's cold up there already. Like,
I know. It's gonna be cold at our game, so I know.
Look, we never even, I felt like, had a summer like we do in North Carolina. Up there, summer is only like
4th of July.
That's it. The 4th of July. And then you're like springish fall. Like, I don't know if we ever had like 90-degree weather up there.
The Bengals and the Raiders. Yeah, Raiders. After what I saw against the Chiefs last week, Gardner Minshew is not the answer. We thought that Gardner Minshew was the answer a couple years ago when we traded him. The Eagles traded him to the Raiders, and y'all had a little bit of hope. And then it was just like, Well, actually, no, we traded him to the Colts, and then the Colts traded him to the Raiders, and it's like,
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a good backup.
He's a good backup for what it is.
And Bengals, y'all are due for one. Sorry. Nothing personal from what happened last week. It's just business.
Yeah.
So, Joe Burrow need to go borrow some wins. How about that?
And he's a good quarterback. He just,
struggling. Now, had he would have had T. Higgins, maybe the game would have been a little bit closer. Yeah. But I still would have saw us winning the game because, I'm an Eagles fan. So, that's just how that rolls. Chargers and Browns. You only get one shot. That's what Jameis Winston quoted Eminem on, and I just started wanting to start rapping the song too. You don't only get one shot. I don't know if that one shot's gonna come against Harbaugh and them Chargers, but hey, we'll see. I don't know. That game could go either way. I got the Chargers in that one, and I don't want to. But the obvious choice in this game is to pick the Commanders. That's the obvious choice because of who they're playing.
Yeah.
And I get the fact that my dad always says, I'm tired of people saying, well, you got to look at where we're at in the season right now. I get that teams are upset, and I get the whole narrative of the any given day narrative, but you also got to take into consideration if you do not show up to play at a certain point in the season, we already know where you're at. We already know where you're going. We already know where you're headed. Sorry.
Who the Commanders play?
They play the Giants. Now, granted,
we do play each other different.
New York.
Well, we play different. We play each other different.
And granted, yes, like my mom said, it is a division game. So we do play different against each other. However, you also got to take into consideration, and I'm going to play devil's advocate for you, Miss Julie. You have to take into consideration that the first time that the Commanders beat the Giants, they did it without scoring a single touchdown. You also have to take into consideration that the Giants are going to have people back on the defensive side of the ball. And also a couple of offensive linemen and here and there and stuff that are on the side of the ball that they didn't have the last game. The question would be for the Giants, can you get Daniel Jones, a quarterback who you paid money to but wouldn't pay your former running back to, who just ran for y'all for almost 300 yards a couple weeks ago? Could you get him started? And I don't think benching him is going to be enough. You shouldn't have paid him all that money. He wasn't worth all that money. But Giants, sorry. We turned a negative into a positive there. We got Saquon. And you don't. Sorry about that. Titans and Patriots. Patriots, you guys can try to do something against the Titans, but I think the Titans are gonna end up taking this one from you. The Bears and the Cardinals. Cardinals, you guys are starting to find your stride a little bit. I like Kyler Murray, but you still got a lot of work to do. And the Cardinals, I'm rooting for you in this one. And this is no surprise. Philadelphia, Jacksonville, which was slated to be on the original schedule, was slated to be a Sunday night football game, but was flexed to 4:05. It doesn't matter, as long as I'm on TV and as long as I get to see my birds play, I am very satisfied. I don't care what time it is. But, it's a clean sweep across the board, of course. But don't sleep on the Jaguars just because of their record. I'm going into this game like I went into all the last three. Low expectations. Because anything can happen. Everybody's going to these throwback logos. We got the Kelly Green, and then the Packers got their throwback GB. Oh, wow. Against the Lions. That's an NFC North matchup, and Lions. No Aiden Hutchinson? No problem. You beat teams before without him, you'll do it again. He's gone for the season. That hasn't stopped y'all from doing what y'all doing, and I appreciate. Actually, I could go ahead and say this now. The Lions are Super Bowl contenders.
Mm-hmm.
They are. And if we were to see them in the playoffs, I actually fear the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
I do. These are not the Lions that we blew out a couple years ago.
Mm-mm.
They're not the same. Okay? They're not, but they are not like us, though.
Yeah.
The Rams and the Seahawks. Seahawks, you started off up here. Good. Undefeated for a while. Then you started trailing and tapering off and falling down to a landslide. So I got the Rams in this one.
Somebody asked you think their problem is Metcalf and Geno. I didn't know that was a problem.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a problem.
Yeah.
Let's worry about the two guys that was fighting in the game last week. How about that? That's the problem right there. Because when you got two guys on the same team fighting amongst each other, that messes up continuity. I should know about that because we had a lot of problems with continuity last year. With A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts fussing. Then you had the media making a narrative of that. Then you had Nick Sirianni fussing at Jalen. And Jalen now all of a sudden hates Nick Sirianni, and the feeling is mutual all of a sudden because of what the media done said and put out there. So, it's whatever, But there's more issues to worry about than fighting amongst yourselves. And apparently I didn't know that DK Metcalf and all them had issues.
Yeah, me neither.
So, that's news to me. Oh, ain't my headphones right off. The Vikings and the Colts. The Colts, I got something to say about this. I commend you and I applaud you for sitting down Anthony Richardson. Jalen Hurts was asked during his press conference about this against our win in Cincinnati, and he said, and I quote, "I didn't know we could tap out. I didn't know we could tap out. I didn't know we could do that."
I don't know if they can say if any quarterback has ever just done that. I don't know. And they're saying that wasn't the only reason he was sat down.
Well, it's painfully obvious why.
He was struggling.
I mean, you first of all you were struggling